This part starts, and we see that the skeleton has attacked that man. And that man is asking his master to save him. And when his master hears that man's voice, he is very surprised. And he turns back and says, "Silent sword. What's going on?" And when he looks ahead, the skeleton has prepared to kill his disciple. And the elder is saying, "Damn it! Why is that withered skeleton moving?" And everyone is very surprised to see this, and there is silence at that place. And an elder is saying, "Did it revive?" And the female elder says, "Elder Sword Moon, that's your sex chief disciple Silent Sword, right? Incompetent fool! There's so many dangers lying in this tomb. Why didn't you make sure your disciples stayed put? Do you want to kill us?" And Ning Tian is smiling and saying, "With such a treasure right in front of our eyes, of course there'll be someone greedy enough to try to take it away for themselves." And when the elder hears Ning Tian's words, he is very surprised to hear that there is a very good treasure in front of him. And when they look carefully, there is a ring on the skeleton's finger, and seeing which the elder says whether it is a storage ring. And one elder says this type of storage spiritual weapon must be hiding the tomb owner's treasures within, Sword Moon. And another elder is thinking, that idiot tried to get something so good for himself without telling me first. Then the elder moves forward to attack that skeleton to save his disciple. And the elder is saying, "Silent Sword, Master is here to save you." But that elder has a different plan. He is interested in that ring. The elder wants to make that ring his own. And the elder attacks the skeleton, but the skeleton creates a barrier, and the elder is saying, "If you like to pretend to be dead, I'll kill you and leave no bones." The barrier created by the skeleton is very strong, due to which the elder's attack does not hit him. And we see that the elder's sword breaks, and seeing this the elder gets very shocked, and he is thinking, "How can this be? My spiritual weapon broke?" And then the skeleton attacks the elder, due to which the elder falls very far away, and we see that the skeleton has injured his disciple very badly. He has absorbed all his energy. And Ning Tian gets very shocked seeing this, and he says, "Elder Sword Moon is a 8-star celestial realm expert, but he was sent flying with one move? And his letter kills that man, and his letter is moving forward and he is laughing." Then that skeleton attacks again, on those elders, but those elders are able to escape from his attack with great difficulty. And the elders are saying, "Are they the people of the Tianbao Holy Land? No wonder I didn't see them around. It looks like they have sneaked away somewhere else." And the other elder says, "Damn it, the information's wrong, it's actually the great emperor's tomb." Another elder asks, "Old miser, what have you done?" So the elder says, "We just found another dark room. We didn't expect that there would be another formation inside. Most of my disciples were trapped inside the room. Just now we got thrown out of nowhere. With only the power of the celestial realm, with the loss of so many men, this tomb may turn out to be too dangerous." And Ning Tian says to the saintess, "The great emperor is the strongest among the immortal emperors. If it's him." And the saintess says, "It's not something we can handle." And the skeleton is releasing its dangerous aura. And Ning Tian is thinking seeing this, "Why are you looking at me? Are you targeting me?" And the skeleton starts spreading its aura everywhere, and Ning Tian is thinking, "Damn it, is it towards me?" And the elders are saying, "Fellow cultivators, this place is too dangerous," and now they get ready to fight together, and all the elders together move forward to attack that skeleton. But then the skeleton uses his power, and traps them in a barrier. And seeing this the skeleton laughs very loudly, and Ning Tian seeing this situation thinks, "Such scary oppression. God's record." And Ning Tian uses God's record to escape from this pressure. And he attacks the skeleton, and seeing this another elder says, "I didn't expect that the patriarch, who's at the Earth King realm, would have such a fighting spirit. We must not fall behind either." Then all of them together again do a fusion attack on the skeleton. And a huge explosion takes place at that place. Then Ning Tian is saying, "It first trapped the 6 celestial realms, then suppressed us juniors. What's its a plan? Although I don't understand its plan, the only thing I'm sure of is that it doesn't want to kill us." And then we see that something comes out of that ring of the skeleton. And that thing takes the form of a girl, who goes in front of Ning Tian laughing. And Ning Tian gets very surprised to see that girl, and that girl says to Ning Tian, you're very smart, I like you. And the saintess gets very surprised, and she says, what a monster, you're toying with us. Then the little girl sits on the skeleton's shoulder, and laughingly says, welcome to my tomb, dear challengers. And everyone is very surprised to see that little girl, and they are saying, she's the tomb's owner? But she just looks like a little girl. And listening to that girl, Ning Tian is thinking, challengers? She called us challengers instead of robbers. That means this isn't just a tomb. Or is this tomb a trap, and she's been waiting for our arrival? Then the saintess says to that little girl, may this junior, Yaoqi Saint Jiao 11, ask about this senior? And the little girl says, oh, you're Yaoqi's child? I didn't expect that there would be a new saint so soon after Yao Xian. And hearing this, the old elder gets surprised, and she says, to actually call the great saintess Yao Xian by name, is this senior the third great sage? And Ning Tian gets surprised and he asks the saintess. Then the saintess tells Ning Tian, the third great sage and the great saintess Yao Xian were two powerful figures of the same generation who were close to one another. And the old elder is saying, didn't this senior embark on the path of becoming a god with the great saintess Yao Xian 300 years ago? The great saintess Yao Xian has fallen, so why? So the little girl says, why am I still alive? And the old elder says, that's not what this junior meant. So the little girl says, what is that path of becoming a god? It's better to say it's the path to destruction. It doesn't matter if you're an emperor, as long as you step onto this path, you're destined to fail. Heavenly demon, Yao Xian, and all the rest, since you're Yao Xian's descendants, I won't let you go down that path of no return. I'll prevent it. Yes, all those strong emperors have fallen. And Ning Tian is surprised to hear this and he says, what's the meaning of our training? It's better to end it now, once and for all. And Ning Tian is thinking, no, this old monster is attacking us. The powerful enemy is truly unpredictable. The elders have also been trapped. Rather than wait for her to wipe us all out, it's better to take the risk and try to escape. But then Ning Tian starts laughing loudly, and the echo of his laughter spreads everywhere. And the little girl is surprised to see Ning Tian laughing, and she says to Ning Tian, what are you laughing about? At the same time the little girl is thinking, the Tao heart of this ordinary disciple is unstable, so why did he wake up so quickly? And Ning Tian says to the little girl, I think what the senior said is absurdly wrong. And hearing this the little girl gets angry, and she says to Ning Tian, so brave. You dare to say I'm wrong? And the Supreme Elder says, Patriarch. The third great sage is as strong as the Empress, don't anger her. Then Ning Tian says to the little girl, people who practice the Tao are the ones going against nature. If that's what the senior truly thinks, then this senior should have fallen together with the great saintess Yao Xian. Why would this senior be here now? And the little girl looks at Ning Tian and says, you kid, you dare to speak so arrogantly? But then she starts laughing and says, ha ha ha, great. Great. With such a will, you're like a great emperor. But everyone gets very surprised to hear the words of the little girl, especially Ning Tian. And he is saying, like a great emperor? Me? And the saintess is thinking, as expected of the patriarch, he was able to affect the third great sage. Then the little girl starts going towards Ning Tian, and she is saying to Ning Tian, boy, seeing that you have impressed me, I'll give you an opportunity to improve your mortal physique. Then the little girl starts putting her power inside Ning Tian's soul, and she is saying, don't blame this senior. Not everyone would encounter such a good thing. And as soon as the little girl reaches inside Ning Tian's soul, she gets very shocked, when she looks in front of her, and she is saying in a very shocked state, This is Thunder Dragon's spiritual vein. And when she sees the Thunder Dragon in front of her, she gets even more shocked, and she is saying, he's a true god. And the little girl gets scared on seeing the Thunder Dragon, and she says, was passing by and got curious, so I took a look. Don't worry, I'm leaving right away. And just then the Thunder Dragon is about to attack the little girl, seeing which the little girl gets very scared, and she quickly comes out of Ning Tian's soul. And she is saying to Ning Tian, this boy, so wicked. Not only does he have the godly physique, but his spiritual veins can also restrain a spiritual body's power. And then the system says to Ning Tian, you shocked the third great sage. Mind reading card earned. Mind reading card, see through people's thoughts and hear their inner voice. It works for 1 hour, and becomes invalid after use. And Ning Tian becomes very happy after getting this reward from the system. Then the little girl says to Ning Tian, "Ahem, your physique is very good. Looks like this opportunity of mine isn't suitable for you." And Ning Tian says this senior's excuse is acceptable. But the little girl says, "Shut up, give me some face." And the little girl again starts going near this skeleton, and she says to the old elder, 300 years ago, I was gravely injured and only a wisp of my spirit could be sustained. This tomb is just the last of my inheritance." And the old elder gets surprised to hear about inheritance, and she says, "The third great sage's inheritance?" And everyone is very surprised. And a girl says, This is a big opportunity." And the little girl says, "The pressure you felt just now was the first round of the trial. Those who were unable to break through the pressure have lost. There's only one ending for the losers. There's only one ending for the losers. Die." And hearing this, everyone gets very surprised, and the little girl starts using her power. And we see that there is something like a shadow behind those people, and a man is saying, "If you fail, you die. This senior is too cruel." And the little girl says, "Let the trial continue. Also, I would like to remind everyone that you can obtain my inheritance only if you can get out alive." And Ning Tian is thinking about that little girl. She's a madwoman.